Hey, welcome or welcome back. It is as always good to see you today. It is a Wednesday morning and uh no Amberlyn, but Amberlyn adjacent this morning we have Becky. Becky has returned. She returned a couple of days ago, I think on the 7th, with a community tab post. Happy New Year, everyone, and I hope your holidays were great. I know it's been a while, but honestly, things got rough for me again to the point I had to stop working and step away from YouTube. I'm still struggling mentally and emotionally, but I felt everyone needed an update. No one wants to really hear from someone who is always depressed and unable to make good enough content, though I do miss it. Good news though, I'm waiting on a background check and I'll have a new job because I'm doing a bit better than I was in October through December. I am going to have an update video soon. I just gotta get my anxiety out of the way and sit down to do it. I love and appreciate everyone who supported me through these last few years, despite how hard they've been on all of us. I was ready to give up these past few months and I tried, but my sisters and my BFF Logan wouldn't let me, and I couldn't be more grateful to have them and all of the kindness from you all. Big hugs to everyone. The world is hard enough, let's be gentle and loving to one another. I think this could be the year of great revelations and healing. Alright, well, I will say that I don't like seeing Becky struggle. I know she struggled a lot with her mental health even when she was with Amber, but after Amber it got worse because of what she dealt with Amber. So Becky did say in a community post like 3 months ago that she was back on some medication she had been off of. I don't know if that was the anxiety medication, but it seems like things got so bad that she either quit her job or lost her job. I don't want to victim blame or blame Becky for things, but we're seeing a Becky cycle as well. She comes back, gets a bunch of money from people, goes away. Comes back 5 or 6 months later when she's broke again, gets a bunch of money from people, and then goes away. She got a lot of money from people in August with super chats and with people raising money in the Narc Alerts Discord. And then not only that, her YouTube channel is monetized. Now she may have lost monetization with not uploading videos for such a long time. You may lose monetization during that time, but she would have gotten it back very quickly if she applied for it. She had about 170,000 views in August of last year. She would have earned a good chunk of money from that, a decent enough amount. I understand that it's hard to make videos when you're struggling mentally, but I'm not sure why she isn't exploring YouTube as another revenue stream. I think a lot of her issues, a lot of her struggles, her anxiety, I think a lot of it comes from worrying about things financially, being able to pay for things, insurance, things of that nature. I believe she's on Medicaid, which in the US is state medical insurance for people that are low income. And I know there are some therapists and mental health providers that do take Medicaid. So I think Becky could really benefit from utilizing those resources if she can find them and work through these issues that she does have. I do want to look at this last line. I think this could be the year of great revelations and healing. Is she talking about kind of revealing things from her relationship with Amber? Or is this going to be another I don't know, expose year for Amber? On Amber, we had the Casey video with Mr. Snowflake last month, 15 years later. Are we going to get a video 15 years later from Becky? Or is it going to be now?
So after this, we had another community tab post. We had 3 of them actually, kind of in a row here. Becky was
planning on going live the other night. She posted, thinking of going live for a short bit tonight just to say hello. But I start my new job tomorrow at 10 a.m. and wanted to celebrate a little. I'm thinking I'll start about 7:30 or 7:45 Eastern Standard Time this evening. And she came back with, well, I'm having technical difficulties. I'm so sorry, you all. If I get it figured out, I'll pop on tomorrow after work again. I'm so sorry. And then yesterday, she posted, okay, I'm going to attempt to go live about 6:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a few minutes just to catch up a little, but I have to do it from a phone and I can't turn on slow chat from a phone, so bear with me.
So we did get a live from Becky last night that was about 45 minutes long. And we are going to watch that. So I may cut out parts of it if there's a lot of dead airspace or just not anything of interest if she's talking about the weather in Kentucky. I do enough talk about the weather here in my area. And so that I may also try to keep track of super chats if I can see them. She is on her phone. The video that I downloaded does not have the super chats, but I can get them from her original video, and I will put them at the end. Well, I mean, I could watch this directly on YouTube, I guess. So let me do that instead. And then we can also see the chat at the same time. All right, we do have the video here ready to go. And all right, let's go ahead and get into it. I do have her sped up as well.
Everybody, I made it.
Oh, look at the little name tag. I guess she really did just get off work, didn't she? It's kind of just stuck sorry, I just hit my microphone. Just haphazardly stuck across there.
But in order for me to be able to see these, moderator turn on slow mode. Oh my goodness, thank you so much, whoever that was.
So I will say real quick that most of Becky's moderators came from the Narc Alert community. So just keep that in mind, I guess, with anything they may actually remove or whatever.
Okay. Where's the chat? Hi guys. I'm trying to view this live from my phone so I can see the chat better. Hey guys, thank you. Logan just cut my hair not that long ago.
Oh, so Logan is still her roommate. Logan cut her hair. She's looking good. So yeah, nice haircut, I guess.
So yeah, today was my first day at my job, and it went pretty well. I go back tomorrow to learn more things. Am I
Good
going to do an
job.
interview with Mr. Snowflake? Possibly. I'm definitely thinking about it.
Well, that's interesting. I don't know why she wouldn't just do it on her own channel. Just make a video. I gave my opinions about Mr. Snowflake's interview of Casey in that video. So if you want to see what I think about that, you can. I'll try to put a card up here if I can figure out how to do that. I think I know how. But or it'll be somewhere. I don't think he's a very good interviewer. I haven't seen any of his documentaries. I've only seen that one video, the interview with Casey. And I think Becky could do better on her own. Just make her own video, upload it, get her own income from it, instead of giving that income to Mr. Snowflake. Unless he splits the profits with her. And, you know, I wonder why. Well, maybe talk about that later.
I'm not wanting to get on there and say a bunch of nasty things, but I do want to speak my
Well, yeah, we. I don't think Becky would do that.
Truth. I just don't want to do it maliciously.
People asking, people are asking if she saw Mr. Snowflake's interview. I may be skipping over some of the things here because she's just thanking people in the chat for, oh, thank you for seeing I look good. Oh, thank you. So I may be cutting out a lot of that.
So what have you? I mean, it's been a really, really hard last few months, and I actually struggled with making this live. Like I've been having
Somebody asked her if she's talked to Feline, if she's talked to Destiny.
such bad anxiety over everything for the last few months. Um, but here I am, and yeah, I'm sorry the lighting's a little harsh, but that's the only lighting I have in here.
Girl, it's fine.
Come to Lexington. I was there not too long ago. Did I gain weight? Yes, I have gained weight, but been off the Ozempic for a few months because of what's going on with my thyroid. Still waiting to get into the doctor for them to do something about it. I've got to have some labs done, but other than that,
So, yeah, she mentioned previously, like 3 or 4 months ago, that in a community tab post that they wanted to check and make sure she didn't have thyroid cancer and that she was off Ozempic for the time being. Um, so they would do a biopsy. They would do a ultrasound and then a biopsy. I've had those tests done as well because I have hypothyroidism. So I think my next test for that might be next year, maybe this year.
Allison Beckster, have you spoken to Feline? We actually haven't spoken since summer of last year.
Wait a minute. The way she said that, oh, we actually haven't spoken since summer of last year. That's after Amber and Wifey broke up. Did Wifey message Becky after she and Amber broke up and after Amber moved on to this new girl? What? Beck is talking to Wifey. There's like this whole little community of Amber's exes, probably in this group chat bitching about Amber. Oh my god, that's interesting. I wonder what she and Wifey talk about.
Yeah, I do prefer to be called Beck now. I mean, I really don't
Okay, Beck. Beck it is.
mind too much when people say Becky, I guess because I was Becky my whole life. But
Right.
I mean, my mom wanted me to be called Rebecca. It didn't go her way. So I'm just going to go by Beck.
Is her name actually Rebecca or is it just Becky?
Things are ebbing and flowing. My depression still isn't really where it needs to be. I'm out of one of my 3 medications. Uh, I actually am supposed to go to the doctor about it Thursday, but that's going to interfere with my work. So I'm going to have to figure out something else. I'm going to have to figure that out.
She could see if they could do a telehealth appointment or if they could squeeze her in at the very end of the day or first thing in the morning or during lunch if they aren't very far away. Um, or if it's something that she's already been prescribed and just needs it refilled, I'm sure they could do it over the telehealth thing or over the phone. She keeps running out of medication, and I don't know how that happens. Are they not getting refilled? Is the insurance, because I'm assuming she has Medicaid because she had it before. I always get Medicaid and Medicare confused, but the one for low income, I believe it's Medicaid. Um, I believe they cover those sorts of things, so I don't know how she keeps running out of these things. Is it just not getting refilled?
Because I can't miss work. Trisha Minjin. I know it's not much, but I hope it helps, hon. You have a lot of supporters. Ignore the haters, sweetie. Thank you so much, Trisha. I mean, I'm definitely going to open up, even on my own, a little bit on my own channel about my life from about 2016 to now, because that's when everything started to just, and it just all got worse.
Is that when she and Amber Lynn started dating? 2016? I think so. Um, so I understand leaving a toxic relationship can really take its toll on you, and the relationship with Amber really did a number on Becky with the emotional and financial abuse and just the way that Amber was. Becky really needs to talk to a therapist. If it's affecting her so badly, I don't know when the anxiety issue started, but if this relationship that is over, and it's been over since what, 2020, then I mean, it's been almost 4 years at this point, 3.5 years. If it's affecting her so badly that she can't keep a job, can't function half the time, and there could be other issues, but even if there are other issues, she needs to get a therapist and work on those issues. She recognizes she has these problems, but we go in cycles of them being okay and then not okay. And I think it's going to get to a point where people get to be like, why aren't you doing anything about it? It's like I've said before similar things about Amber Lynn. Amber Lynn was affected by her childhood. That's why she does a lot of the things that she does as an adult, and a lot of the reasons why she behaves the way she behaves because of the childhood trauma. But, and I say this about anybody that was like, oh, I was messed up by my parents, that's why I'm this way. Well, that doesn't give you free reign to be a dick. That doesn't give you an excuse to treat people poorly or to just not do well at work or whatever. Once you know you have these issues, they may be a reason, but they're not an excuse. And it's up to you to work on those problems, whether it's yourself or with a therapist or something else. So once Becky realizes I'm really being affected by this relationship to a point that I'm having a hard time functioning, I need to seek help for this. And I think if she doesn't and continues these cycles, because she came on last August, got a lot of money from people, and then disappeared. I think people are going to kind of be like, wait a minute, why does this cycle keep happening? She comes in, gets a bunch of money from us, and then disappears again. And then 3 or 4 months later, when I guess that money's ran out and she's not working or whatever, she comes back again, gets a bunch of money from the community. I know we all want to see Becky do well. I care about Becky too. I want to see her do well. But let's not forget that when she was with Amber, she did some shitty stuff too. I know that may have been affected by Amber, but um, I just want to see Becky do better, and I'm not seeing her do any kind of work to actually do that. But then again, I don't know what she's doing in her personal time. Oh, Mr. Snowflake just popped into the chat. It'll be interesting if he brings up doing an interview with her.
You could also tell your story on your platform to make money, Junix. Yes, I could.
Absolutely, she
Typo
should.
negative. Yeah, Dio. What did I think of Casey's interview? I didn't get through all of the second part. I need to finish it, but I did see the first video about it, which is what I seen all them years ago. And now that I've heard more of the newer information, I'm like, I don't really know. I wasn't there. All I know is my story and what I have to say. That's all I know. Do not be intimidated. Oh, that's a really hard thing to do, to not be intimidated. But I know I have a thanks, sis. I know I have a lot of people backing me. And like I said, it's not to be malicious or to stir a pot or anything. It's just to finally get my story, my half of the story out and be done with it.
I think so. I know that I mentioned this in the video that was about Casey. Destiny said that she was doing it for healing, but Destiny's stuff was just malicious. She was just saying mean shit about Amber. She wasn't healing at all. She wasn't talking about how the relationship really affected her or what she was working through. Casey, I think, did that. Casey was more about here's what happened in the relationship that really affected me, and here's how it affected me and what I'm trying to do. And I think Becky can do the same thing. Here's what happened to me. This is my side of it. This is how I feel about it. And here's what I'm hoping to do to get past it.
And I am going to be a little honest about it too. There's a portion of it I don't remember, if that tells you anything. I think I probably disassociated through those moments.
Um,
Thank you.
so that's interesting. We do know that she was heavily medicated for a little bit there, was kind of a zombie. But I mean, it's gonna be hard to remember every little bit from like what a 5-year relationship, 4-year relationship. Um, that's it. That's interesting.
To Brandy, I feel happier. I feel a little happier. Bill, I'm sorry you had to deal with the narcissist, Lynn. I just hope that through everything she can open her eyes and do work on herself. That's a lot to hope for, though, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Mr. Snowflake sent me a super where. Listen, I've seen a lot of reaction channels. I've seen clips of things and seeing it from a screen perspective and not in the moment, like I'm on the other side of it, like seeing it. That I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I wasn't seeing it in the moment. Oh no, JoJo B, straight up. I wasn't the perfect partner. I had listen, when we got together, neither one of us had any business at all being in a relationship. Neither one of us did.
Yeah, I don't think Becky has ever said that she was a perfect partner in that relationship. No relationship is perfect, but she wasn't abusive like Amberlyn was. Somebody asked, "Is was FBI Frank real?"
I know. I know I didn't deserve it, but I had no self worth in that point in my life. So I just let it happen. Like nobody has hurt me more than I have. That's the God's honest truth.
So people will do that when they're in like an abusive relationship, and that's what the abuser wants. That's what Amberlyn does. She isolates you and makes you feel like you can't do any better, and that she is the best thing you'll ever find, and that you have to stay with her. And I think that's kind of what happened with Becky and why Becky stayed.
Honestly, FBI Frank, I have no idea about that. I don't. I have no idea. I wasn't there for any of that. Come to Puerto Rico. I'd love to. I bet it's beautiful there. Your sister was contacted by FBI Frank. That was a lie. No, my sister wasn't. Because if she was, I would know about it.
So apparently Becky's sister was not contacted by FBI Frank.
Any new tattoos? No, but I'm planning on them because I know somebody who can give me a good price. And I've recently watched him do his work, and it looks great. Actually, Logan, I free-handed a Mothman on Logan's arm, and he had it tattooed recently. So it's really cool.
Well, that'll be interesting. I would love to see the Mothman Becky drew on Logan's arm.
I mean, I'm not going to try to disappear for 6 months again. I don't mean to disappear. But then again, YouTube isn't my actual job. I'm working again. I've got a whole job. I can do YouTube on my days off, which supposedly I'm supposed to have 3 days off a week. I work like 4 10-hour shifts or something like that. So hopefully I will have more time for YouTube, and hopefully my mental health just keeps climbing up from here because I can't take another crash. I've had two of them in 2023. Why did I say it like that? Whatever.
So, no, YouTube isn't her job, but she could have been making money on it when she wasn't working. I know she says she has some mental health issues, she was handed a platform basically. She has almost 80,000 subscribers. She was basically immediately monetized, and I think she takes that for granted. She hasn't had to build a channel from nothing and try to get those subscribers to get monetized, to be able to earn income from it. She's basically handed this, and I don't think she understands what a gift that was. Even though Amberlynn was shitty, when she left that relationship, she was basically given a monetized channel. And she could have been like, she's like, "Oh, YouTube isn't my job." No, but you were out of work for a while there, and you could have been earning income on YouTube. I mean, even her little short videos that are like, "Oh, watch this with me or listen to this with me," get 3 or 4,000 views. I mean, if she were to upload twice a week and get decent views, she could earn several $100s a month at least. I don't know exactly how much you earn because I'm not monetized, but now she's like, "Oh, well, I might have time when I'm not working." What about when you weren't working? This could have been a viable income source and you wouldn't have ghosted your entire audience, community.
Thank you, Amanda Anderson. What's the real reason we didn't go to Lexington Pride that one time? Well, we spent all day out and about doing stuff that when it, no, that was the day before. The next day, whenever we were supposed to go to Pride, it was too hot and she didn't feel like going out. So I was just like, I can't argue this. So I stayed with
I mean, I guess it probably was too hot. I'm going to speed her up a little bit more.
her. I mean, that's usually what I did. I just stayed with her. Ideal partner, spill the beans. That's a big question because I don't know. To be honest, every time I go to like Facebook dating, I just scroll and I don't message anyone. And
Man, Facebook dating is not the place to meet someone.
if I do get messaged, I usually don't message back because I'm terrified. Terrified of dating. I'm terrified of opening myself up to someone else. I don't know. I just feel like I have too much problems to date right now.
Absolutely. I mean, not absolutely. She has too much problems, too many problems. Um, I think it's good of her to want to take time to work on herself so that she can be a better partner in a relationship and not be putting all of her emotional issues and stuff onto that person.
Maybe a teleconference with your doctor on a lunch break. See, that's what it is a teleconference. But I have to go to the doctor's office to do the teleconference there with the doctor who is somewhere else. It's confusing. I showed up for it last week and I had to wait 2 hours just for them to tell me, oh, it showed that you didn't show up in time whenever I was there like 10 minutes before time. And I sat and waited and waited and waited. And yeah, I didn't get seen that day after waiting for like 2 hours.
Okay, that's weird. Huh. She has to go to the doctor's office to teleconference with a doctor that's somewhere else. I don't know why she can't use like the MyChart app or some app or whatever to talk to the doctor. That's interesting.
I wish I could be a full time YouTuber. I just don't feel like I have the personality to be a full time YouTuber, or like my life isn't all that interesting. I don't have kids. I don't have a bunch of friends I can do crazy stuff with. It's basically just me, and I'm just a big nerd. Thank you, Connor.
I think a lot of people would like to see Becky's her ghost stories or creepy stories. I've seen a lot of people in chat say they want to see those. I would also enjoy those videos, like little story times like that. She got quite a few views on her little EVP session she did at like this lake type thing. Um, people people like those things from Becky. And I think some people are just interested in Becky's life. I mean, hell, a lot of us watch Amber Lynn. She's not going to be any more boring than Amber Lynn.
Did Amber make me hate chili? I'm telling you guys, I'm not playing around. I liked the chili. I liked the chili. It was good chili. I was happy with it. I can give her that. She had good chili.
Really? Man,
But
that
then again,
watery
I have a
ketchup
very
chili.
bland palate. I don't like spicy or anything like that. Yeah, I am far behind career wise. I mean, a lot of people are. We can't all be winners, can we? That's another thing that got me really depressed was knowing that we all are basically in a prison slave system of being worker bees, and that's all we're good for. And that's why they wanted to ban abortions because they need future worker bees. I mean, that's all.
What? What? They want to ban abortion because they need future worker bees? They want to ban abortion because the they say it's against the religion because they're very Christiany. They're against it because of religion, not because they want future worker bees. We're not we're not in the 1600s whenever you had to have a bunch of kids to work the farm and half of them might not survive. What? That is a really weird take.
The government cares about is people who's going to keep up the workforce for little pay. I don't know why I just got all political.
What?
Am I going to see Deadpool 3?
No.
Of course. I don't know when it comes out.
So Mr. Snowflake just put in the chat, don't worry about talking to me, just stay safe, X. Um, that's interesting. Does Mr. Snowflake not want to interview Becky? Um, huh. I wonder. I did see somebody say in the chat earlier that he did an interview with somebody, I don't know who, and said that he didn't want to do interviews anymore. He just wants to do his documentaries, I guess. I don't know. Sorry, I'm adding up super chats. Um, so that's interesting. Again, I think Becky should just do it on her own channel and get that income herself. I don't think Mr. Snowflake wants to interview, it sounds like. Speaking of Mr. Snowflake, he used to be pretty tight with the Narc Alert, but he's no longer in her Discord, and she doesn't seem to be too favorable towards him anymore. Does anybody know what happened with that? Um, I know I don't keep up with her Discord that often, but I would see posts from Mr. Snowflake that I didn't care for periodically come through, and I'm just wondering, like, the way that the Narc Alert would like talk about him and like Tom Harlock, and then this other guy that she was supposed to do a channel with that apparently didn't go through. She very much like, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Come on, brain work. Um, not sexualized them, but oh my god. I'll think of it eventually, but she would just the way she would talk to them was just it kind of creeped me out a little bit.
And nobody else sounds like them.
Objectified. There we go. That's the word. Jeez.
Yeah, so many of us are struggling. That's what I'm saying. I feel like everybody is struggling. And it kind of, I think that's another thing that kicks my anxiety up is that I know that there's nothing I can do about it. And I want to. If I literally became a billionaire overnight, I would help everybody and their mother and their sister. I'd help everybody I could because nobody needs that much money. Nobody.
You wouldn't have just like $1 billion sitting in your bank account unless you won the lottery. Even then, it wouldn't be a billion. Um, Billionaires typically have their money tied up in other assets, either stocks, real estate, other investments, and it's not just what's it called? Liquid assets, is that right? It's been a long time since I've had a economics class. Um, but you wouldn't just be writing checks to people. I mean, you could buy a pharmaceutical company, I guess, and offer medication at a super discounted price. Um, but it's not like you could just hand out checks to people unless it was like you won the lottery somehow and you had just cash sitting in your account. But then you would be advised to invest it to be able to live off of the dividends. So
Especially whenever there's people going out here going without. I've went without before. It's not fun and it's not easy.
I know it's not fun.
What advice would you give Amber's future girlfriend? Don't. Simple. Just don't
That's the exact same thing that Casey said. Don't. Oh, that's funny.
go there. She needs a lot of work before she gets into another relationship.
She
And I mean
does.
that with all the love in my heart. Any life updates? Just that I got a job and I am seeing a therapist. Um, I'm missing one of my 3 medications right now, but I'm supposed to go Thursday and get that taken care of. Hopefully, if I can work it around with my job.
Hold on, sorry, I was reading something. Did she say she is seeing a therapist?
Probably about 5 more minutes, you guys, so I can like take a shower and get ready for bed for work tomorrow. Thank you, JMB. Any life updates? Just that I got a job and I am seeing a therapist. Um, I'm missing one of my 3 medications right now, but I'm supposed to go Thursday and get that taken care of. Hopefully, if I can work it around with my job.
Good. I'm glad she's seeing a therapist now. I really hope she's able to work through these issues, get on the medication she needs, work through the issues with the relationship with Amber and whatever other issues she may be having, and kind of stay on an even keel and not go through these massive ups and downs.
Mr. Snowflake, don't worry about talking to me. Just stay safe. Thank you, Mr. Snowflake. I build up so much anxiety, and it almost sends me into an anxiety attack over the thought of going on YouTube, making a video, doing a live, and I don't know why. But then once I get on here and I'm on here for a few minutes, I start to feel a little better. I don't know. You can't tell my
It's
brain anything.
understandable.
It's just gonna do its own thing. I'm in your walls, Becky. Let's date, please. I'd love to. I miss dating. I miss the excitement that comes with it. I don't know if I'm ready. I have a lot of damage that I'm trying to undo, if that makes sense. And I don't want to carry that over into a new relationship and put all my trauma on somebody else, if that makes sense.
It does make sense, and I'm glad that she is working with a therapist, and maybe she can work through those issues and realize, I do deserve love. I have things to offer, and I can have a healthy relationship. All right. Yeah, I probably cut half of that out at least. And I think the super chats came up to $339.45. That includes converting the non-US dollar currencies. So not bad for a 45-minute live stream. But Becky has some very interesting takes and thoughts on how things work in the world, I will say. But I'm happy to see her back. I hope she continues it. She said that she's not going to ghost us again. Hopefully she keeps to that, because I think the community will support her, but I think a lot of the community will be like, look, you're just grifting. You're just coming back whenever you need money, and then you leave again. And while that may not be Becky's intention, that's how it's going to come across. But I need to start working. It is a few minutes before 7 a.m. I need to get some breakfast, start working, and then I will edit this after work. So, that pesky job. But I hope you all have had an amazing day, have an amazing week, and until next time, be safe and take care.